Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode number 2 of My Daughter is a Communist. My name is Johnny Rogers. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
I go by the name of Roby Hollywood.
And I go by Fadi Nassar. Welcome to the second installment of My Daughter is a Communist.
We picked up on the camera jokes. Cliff Knight, thank you for that. Local stand-up comedian saying, I wonder if the game is to hide behind the microphones.
That's a little bit of hate. I felt shade. I'm going to have to talk to him when I see him. It's an on-site thing.
We hooked it up, though. We got it all going. Everyone say hi to your own personal cameras.
Yeah, what up? What up, cameras?
Robbie does you know?
I think that's my good angle, though, man. Like my left ear. That's. I don't know if that's
you
my
got
good
headphones
angle.
on, man.
I know, man. I know, but you know me, man. I'm always like I feel like I'm at a bodega right now. Like, somebody's watching from the back. I feel like
it's all about the angles.
You know, it's all about the angles. You know, what's going on, comrades?
It's been a crazy week, man.
Bro, I gotta start off. I got a huge reality check.
Oh, yeah?
Reality check. Big smack in my face. So I graduated from Durham College for Police Foundations, and one of my professors reached out to me and was like, hey, would you like to come talk in front of the class? I bring you up he's pumping my ego, right? And great professor, great dude. And he's always like, yeah, I always bring you up in my first week of like orientation.
Did this guy touch you? I feel like he touched you. Is that where the story is going?
Hey, it's a family show, sir.
It's a family show, that's true.
So he always is like, oh, I bring you up because you're somebody that graduated from policing but then decided to do something else.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. I never know how to feel about it, right? I'm like, yeah. But he's like, but you're successful. I'm like, yeah, sure. All right. So, okay, I was all pumped up about it, and I'm going over different things I'm going to tell them in my head and like all this shit. Like,
so you actually took the gig?
Dude, I took it. I went to do it. I was like, okay, I'll do this. And basically, I wanted to tell these like kids, like, look, you're going into school to be a police officer. Don't, and you're paying for it. Don't be fucking around like while you're in. If this is what you want to do, then do it. If you don't, then do what I did and do something else. And the looks on their faces. I bombed so hard. Number one. First off, I come in and he's like, yeah, have a seat behind me, and then I'm gonna finish off this class, and then we'll get you to like talk.
This guy sounds like he's trying to fuck. Is it just me? I feel like it sounds like there was some intense shit going on here.
He's trying to do something.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did he do a background check on you? Does he know what you're into and stuff? Like,
damn, Johnny.
What have you told them?
Listen.
What have you told them?
When you're going into policing or anything for that matter, it's always good to know your peers, know the people that you can connect with in that industry. So my whole thing was when I was trying to be a cop was like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm on good terms with my professors because they could eventually be references for a real job. So that's why I kept that connection.
How did you think this too? Like how did you
immediately go to pedophilia?
I don't know, man. Like, listen, I'm looking at you. Like, I'm looking at you right now, and I'm just like, listen. First of all, who did you talk this through with loved ones?
Listen,
like, when you said like you wanted to be a cop, did you?
I'm not even.
Did you seek counsel from wise people, and they told you, yeah, Johnny, your body type screams authority. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
My whole family is cops. That's why.
Your whole family is cops.
It made sense. Not my whole family, but the majority.
They all look like you?
The majority. Well, yeah.
Are they your size?
They're not my size.
I don't know, man. There's no Rogers arresting me if they all look like you, bro. I'm sorry.
Johnny, I was gonna be
look like a
I'm
cop,
gonna resist this arrest.
If you really think about it, this John actually looks like a cop. Like, if he pulled me over and he came out, he had a vest on, he had the uniform, I'd believe it. But this guy's a Fed. He's got the Fed haircut. He's got the mustache. He's got the fucking 70s show mustache, man. Like, remember when fucking
Johnny
Kelso went to police school? He got the mustache.
Fatty, let me ask you this: you have had back and forth with the police. If Johnny did not call in backup, would you let him?
I'm getting away from that shit.
Would you not weigh your options? Like, I feel like I would weigh my options.
I'd weigh my options.
Kid, shoot a cop.
That's how people get shot, though, man. It's not cool.
No, but like,
you're like, I would weigh my options.
Johnny looks like he has soft hands. By the time he goes to reach for that gun, I'm fighting him for it. I'm fighting. Would you not be able to fight a gun out of Johnny's hands right now? Like, if Johnny pulled one out right now, I feel like I would take it.
Damn,
I feel like I would take it.
This is a very dark opening to our
he's interviewing. The class is like interviewing and interrogations.
Yeah.
So he told all of his students, you have to keep track of literally everything you do in a day, and then I might randomly pick you to tell me, and I'm gonna question you about it like you're in court, just to like kind of like prime them up for some real shit. And he went in on this one kid, and he's going in on him, and he's like, well, you said that you woke up at 10:30, and now you're saying 11. Can you go back and he was like nitpicking at everything on this, right?
Why is this guy so interested at what time the students are waking up? This guy's trying to fuck. This guy's trying to fuck. Somebody needs see something, say something. That's a rule of thumb that I live by. See something, say something.
Yeah,
this
bro.
guy has nefarious intentions with his students.
First thing I say, though, I point out to the kid, and I was like, sir, if you are ever getting pulled over by the police, say nothing until your lawyer arrives, because you will crumble in the court of law.
Yeah.
He broke down under the pressure, like he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I called him an incel or something, so already off to a bad start. And they didn't laugh, which was even worse. So I was like, all right, college gigs, I don't think we're going to be doing those anytime soon.
You know what? I've been arrested, but you know the shit that you see on TV, like the two cops walk in, they throw a file on the table.
No, man.
Hey
It's all
kid,
bullshit.
I'm gonna show you some pictures.
Man.
Like, to me, when I've been arrested, they just throw me in a room and they're just like, okay, so do you want to go talk on the phone on the other line? There's an Indian guy that's gonna tell you not to say something to the cops.
Bro,
And then you talk to the Indian guy.
When I got arrested, I got raided. I got raided twice, actually, man.
They wanted.
Yeah, twice. And, like, they were both equally fucked. Like, but the first time was so fucked. Like, I was in a trap house. I was trapping, right? I was in a trap house. And
Whatever that means. Tell us what trapping is. Can you
trapping
define
means
trapping?
selling crack
Explain to
cocaine
our evangelical audience wants to know.
from a prominent crack cocaine infested neighborhood. You find the crackhead's house. Like, you found the spot.
So
where
it's
the
a crackhead
crackheads
with a headquarters. That's a
gather. So you
headquarters.
you go to their headquarters and you cook the crack in the kitchen and you scrap the shit off the fucking fork and give it to them because it's free. You don't wait.
But that's too long to explain, so
Yeah.
we're just going to call it trapping.
So it's called the trap house.
So
Think about the
all
trap
bang,
house. It's called the trap.
Whoa.
Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, yo.
It's a family. How do you
call
even
it
have
the
those in
trap.
your computer?
Guys, they call it the trap because you're trapped there. You will eventually get
Oh,
raided.
fuck.
You know, you'll eventually get raided.
You got too
Right?
deep here.
That's the truth, man. So I was sitting across from the bathroom because I knew they were gonna come in, and they raided me and they caught me, and the crack fucking floated back up. Because, like, in crack houses, public is not a priority.
Crack
man.
does not
like,
sink,
I ran
guys.
into the bathroom and flushed it, bro, and I just seen it coming back up, and I'm like, fuck. And I had to turn around and run out of there, bro. I had to leave.
That is
I
the
had
right
to leave.
reaction to your crack floating back up.
I had to turn around and jump out of the door like Eagle
Pat,
style onto the
we
ground.
need a clip of him just going, fuck.
Yeah, I get that. That should be, I get that. We'll use it for something.
That could
I
be brought
got
up
so many
many
of those. I
times.
could be like, shit.
So you got out. So, but the cops must have seen the crack in the toilet.
Yeah. And that's what I got charged for.
They're like,
The
yeah.
second time was fucked though, because the second time I was sleeping, I was naked, and this was at my dad's house, man. Like, I had a room. I used to live at my dad's house, and I got raided, and I was naked, bro. And that was the most fucking like
Humanizing.
like
Dehumanizing,
dehumanizing
yeah.
experience that I've ever experienced in my life. Like, imagine being handcuffed, hands to your fucking feet, carried out like a grocery bag, with your dick just flapping in the wind.
Oh,
And it's
man.
fucking February, bro. Family Day.
Almost
It was
Family
fucking
Day.
cold.
Was it family home?
The whole family was home, man.
God
it was the
damn. They
absolute.
kicked down the door?
Jeez.
They kicked down the door. You know how much a door costs? A door costs just under $2,000, right?
Wow.
Who the
'Cause they
fuck
took
is
the
selling you
frame-
that door?
Because they took the frame off. Like, bro, they came,
Yeah.
bro, they break the front door completely.
Have they heard of knocking? Did they try
no,
that?
they don't knock. They break
Why would you
doors.
become a cop to fucking knock on
Exactly.
people's
That's
doors?
why Johnny
They kicked
Rogers would be a
doors
shit
down.
cop.
Yo,
That's
You're
what
lucky
it
you
is.
didn't have a dog.
Fuck the jail shit, man. You know what? I was watching some fucking. Yeah, have you guys seen Ancient Aliens before?
Yo, what if, real quick, what if you got woken up by like a German shepherd sniffing your fucking asshole?
No, man,
you
because I
were
hear them
naked,
coming
they let
in.
the dog
'Cause,
go
yo,
in?
they don't come in quietly, bro.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. No.
They come in extremely loud.
They come
No, but
guns
that's
blazing.
what Johnny will make it. He'll just be out here knocking. Excuse me, hi. I heard a drug dealer resides in this premises. I would like to have a word with him.
I'm from
If
the
you
train
please.
safety program.
A Fadi Nassar? Fadi Nassar lives here? No? Okay. All right.
Fadi Nassar.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. But yo, fuck police.
Yeah.
Honestly, I used
You
to,
know?
I
Honestly.
banged a chick that was married to a cop.
Yeah.
dangerous,
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't fuck no bitches who got husbands
but
with
I
guns.
didn't know, man. Bro, I smashed this thing, and then like, man, them showed me she's married to a cop, and then I seen them together one day, and she was like, "Hey, this guy works with me," and I'm like,
God damn.
Damn. But you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, one for the orange team.
I don't know, fam. That's dangerous business.
One for
Yeah,
the
I remember
orange
like this
team.
girl showed the slightest bit of interest in me, and then I looked her up on Facebook, and she was like in a relationship with some dude that was like touring in Iraq, and I was like, no,
those you're serving your country. Listen,
yeah, I'm
those you're
not
serving your
going
country
behind
is
someone
different.
serving my country.
No, look,
thanks.
look. If the man, the rule of thumb is if the man is in a different area code.
But when he's serving your country.
There are some liberties. Because look, this woman is sitting there. She's sad. She's sad because her husband is out there. You don't want her, you know what I mean? Like, I hope you'll be nice to her and tie her kids' shoes in the morning and stuff. Make some pancakes, maybe, you know what I mean? But, it's not a smash and toss. It's not a smash and toss. Serving your country does require some sacrifice.
Hold on, we gotta we need like an applause one,
Yo,
two.
pull that back one more time, Patty.
Fuck.
Shit.
Yeah. Fatty, you're officially a soundbite.
Yes, sir.
That
I
was
made it.
fast.
Maybe I'm a soundbite.
That was fast.
Yo,
you know?
man, I've had a good week, man. I've been watching
Yeah.
a lot of like messed up shit on TV, man. Like, you know, like, I'm into aliens now, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, you
it-
said ancient aliens.
ancient aliens. You ever see that shit?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all believe in aliens?
Freaks me out.
You know what, though? Let me tell you something. Okay, here's my theory on the whole thing. I know the universe is vast enough that to think that the only form of life will
Madness.
be madness.
Pure
But
madness.
also, you know, the stories that like I haven't heard anything concrete. Like people are telling me about like being transported in some.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every
Like,
conspiracy
come
has
on,
its
dog,
fucking
chill.
extremists, right?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, I don't know.
The most meaningful stuff comes from Navy pilots and guys
Yeah.
who work for the Air
Yeah.
Force.
Yeah.
And
See the Tic Tac?
even then, sorry,
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead,
It's
Patrick.
just like they don't understand what they're looking at. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily
Yeah.
like a slam dunk that it's aliens, but it's
But
just
is
like,
it a
Most of them
UFO?
don't even
though?
talk about it because they're scared.
well,
to lose their
UFO is just an
jobs.
unidentified flying object.
Yeah,
so
and they
so there's loads
changed
of
it.
Chinese and Russian UFOs
They
that fly
changed it.
around Alaska.
They also
Yeah.
changed the name of it
It's
too.
like- it's
they
like,
changed it from UFO to something else now.
Yeah,
Kind of
there's
fuck
another
with
word
the
for it.
general perception.
yeah?
But there was a Commander Faber. Is that his name? He found yeah, Pat's gonna look it up. He found he was flying. They were doing like a routine flight, and he sees this thing out of the side, and he says it looks like a Tic Tac. And he radios it in. And he goes, "I'm gonna try to get close enough to this thing to get like a signal on it." And he said it just looks like a Tic Tac flying through the air. And he said
Like
it
a
dropped.
Tic Tac.
Yeah,
It said it dropped from
yeah.
like it dropped incredibly
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
It moves. You know how you take like a laser pointer and point it at a wall and move it around?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
moves
it's
like
moving
that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like it doesn't need to
Bro, there
move in the
has to
same
be
But that's
way.
it. There was- what was-
there has to be aliens. Like, there's no way there's not aliens. I don't believe that there's not.
There is.
But the question
Universe
is
is
are
so
they
big.
here? That's the question.
Even if they are, like, who gives a fuck? The world's
What
gonna
was
go on
what is that
anyways.
documentary on Netflix?
it was
the
a
guy-
Bob
We're never
Lazar.
gonna
Bob
catch up.
Lazar.
You know,
Yeah.
like, they're probably laughing at us, like, yo, these guys are still dealing with anxiety, fam. Like,
Yo, I heard an
they don't
interesting.
get it, bro.
I heard a really interesting theory. You know, it might have been from Eddie Bravo, so who knows the credibility to it, but it's fine.
Nice.
But I mean, like, who knows? He's been right about other shit too, right? He was talking about how he thinks this whole like, oh, they found UFO thing is a way to freak out the public, to bring together the New World Order, to then start the Space Force.
Have you seen?
And I was like-
What's that show? What's
It's a possibility.
Colony? Do you guys ever watch Colony?
No, what's that?
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. It's this fam. So, out of nowhere, the fucking aliens invade and they separate. So they choose certain people, not according to class. So it's, you know, one guy could be a janitor, the other guy could have been an insurance salesman, and they create like these kind of like, you know, their envoys, their bosses and shit. But everybody has to stay in line, and they're sending people to the fucking moon to work in factories. It's a great show. So it's this guy. He used to be like a police officer, like he was an FBI agent or some shit like that, and then he gets hired as a cop to work for the aliens, quote unquote. But like but then his wife is in the resistance, and it's fucking dope. It's a great show. But like that, like I was actually watching like Anthony Robbins interviewing this fucking robot. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Like this, like
Yeah,
it's
that
this
shit's fun.
late, like it's
The
this
lady one?
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of that? What's the name of that robot? Like,
Yeah, I seen one with Will
Yeah.
Smith.
bro, it was.
It's been on like
crazy,
late night shows and stuff.
It was on Tony Robbins' Instagram.
Sophia.
Sophia, that's the name. That's the name. Yo,
She sings and
but
shit,
she's
too?
out here. No, she's answering questions. So he's asking her some
Having an
complex questions
intelligent
too.
Conversation with him, like
Yeah.
and she's responding in real time too.
Yes.
Bro.
The scariest shit, right?
She's like, oh, you know,
responding
so,
live, bro.
She's like, so
Sophie, tell me, thank you for coming.
Oh,
tell
here
me,
it is.
what is your purpose in being? What were you created for?
Of course. I was created by Hanson Robotics just 3 years ago. Since then, I have traveled to 65 countries, become the first
bitch got a
robot
passport,
citizen
bro.
of any country, and spoken at the United Nations.
Dog, does Rose spoke at the UN?
Yeah.
yo,
Fuck, yo,
but you got, no, but if you
podcast.
continue like a little bit further, Pat, like he asked some like pretty complex questions, like
Yeah.
how do you know robots know how to feel? It's like, well, if I feel, then I say, and if she starts getting all deep and shit, like it's right there. Just play up a little bit when he's asking her, like, is it that's the same interview, right?
Yeah.
That's a good go-to for humans. What does forgiveness mean?
The fuck?
You said you forgive me. What does that mean?
You can hear the fear in his voice.
Now, forgiveness means compassionate feelings that support a willingness to forgive.
What?
What did you forgive me for just now?
Looking at my
It was
tits.
just a joke.
Okay, that's a good response.
What? This guy's scared, bro. He's like,
okay.
what the fuck? Yo,
Tony
you
Robbins
angered a
is
robot?
reaching.
Robot's like, no, I forgive you. It's okay. I'll see you later, there, Tony Robbins.
He's gonna fucking pop that robot in an
Bro.
alleyway
Like,
with
yeah,
a pistol.
robot's gonna go iRobot on
You've
it.
seen iRobot, like, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
turning your head, you
But
know, like
it's
start
not
popping off.
It's not a far-fetched theory because when this thing, if
Oh,
you
no.
have artificial intelligence that has the ability to be able to readapt itself as it goes,
Yeah.
right, like learn more. Which has,
Have you guys seen the Boss Town Dynamics videos?
Oh, yeah, those
it's
are
making
great.
fun of Boston Dynamics, and it just shows like what you're describing. And it's like it's a fake video, it's CG, but it shows a robot, and they're like a realish looking robot, and then they start to do like bullying things to the robots, I'm
Which
like,
they've done.
pushing them over.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
yeah, I
just-
saw that one. I
Yeah.
saw that one. The black robot, right? They push him
Yeah.
down and like, like they were beating him with a stick and shit.
Yeah, they
like,
take a hockey stick
yeah,
and they
they're
sort
just
of
beating
trip
him.
it
It's
as it's
racism
trying to like
therapy.
shoot something.
wait until these fucking liberals get a hang of this and we start talking about robot rights.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
swear to God, if I cannot rape my Roomba,
People are wearing
I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the
RR
wrong-
badges.
You know what I mean?
Robot rights.
I can't fuck my Roomba, dog. I can't fuck my Roomba. And this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, why else? Why else am I doing this? Why would I buy that motherfucker if I can put my dick in this from time to time?
Your Roomba's job is to clean.
Like,
it did not agree
No,
to
but like,
service
do you not see this happening? Look at this. This bitch is out here answering,
Yeah, dude.
complex human emotion questions. Like, yo, fuck.
Think of how fast technology has grown though in just the last 10 years, and it's just getting exponentially faster at this point. So like, it's not unreasonable to say that in another 10 years, we're gonna see robots just walking down the fucking street.
Wait until the first motherfucker to pay alimony to a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're robot.
Well, people already are having sex with those
Yeah, I'm
sex dolls. Like, so they have those like sex dolls now, right? And they're like
Yeah,
10
they have, like,
grand, bro. And they're-
brothels for them.
So that's already happening. So at some point, some law's gonna pass. That's gonna trigger a whole slew of laws
Yeah.
that are gonna follow it. In like 30, 40 years, they're gonna have these robot laws, man.
Set it up.
They have to. Right? And it's like, next thing you know, someone's paying alimony to a fucking robot because he stuck
God.
his dick into the pipe, you know?
God.
Like,
I think it'll happen much sooner than that
Then we
because
actually think.
yeah,
all,
you know
all
what I'm
that's going to
saying?
happen is like some crazy person will say, I identify as a robot. So never mind that they don't exist and you don't actually have
Yeah.
to cross the threshold. Just like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like
Robot
human
marriage.
hybrids don't exist yet, but we have people willing to
Yeah.
pretend. So we have to now
I mean,
go through the whole philosophical
Have you guys
rights
seen the
debate.
you guys seen the last Terminator?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no.
It's fucking good, right?
Yeah, they're
It was-
wild.
Spoil it. I don't care.
You
I
haven't
only
seen
like
that?
the first two.
They spoil it.
No, but like there was this one of the girls that came back from the future.
The blonde bitch, yeah.
Yeah.
blonde bitch.
Yeah. She's kind of sexy. What's her name though? What's
I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say for probably the sexiest like short-haired lesbian look going right
A
now.
little too skinny for me, like the
Better
too tall
than
for
Jamie
me.
Lee Curtis?
You know, huh?
She's modern Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, okay.
She's
all right.
sexy. She's sexy. She's a good actress too. She's a good
I have
actress.
to double check because
Fair
she's in a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
What's her name? I freaking forgetting. But like, yeah, no. She's She's definitely a cutie.
Hey, if a World War III does happen at some point, which it probably will, there's gonna be casualties that are gonna be getting limb replacements with robots.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna go in, your legs blown off,
Yeah.
and the doctor's like, "Hey, we could put a robot leg on that shit."
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have people marrying robots because they're like, "Hey, I'm part robot." You know,
It's crazy.
They're gonna have biracial robot
we are
kids.
in, like with technology, oh man, it fucking scares me. I used to have Alexa in my house, and like times me and my boys be having the wildest conversations, and I just go and I put it on mute, and I'm just like it would just drive me nuts. I'm like, this thing's fucking listening. So
yeah.
they're definitely listening.
Yeah, for sure.
I've heard this thing a while back. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I heard a story where like the guys that work for Alexa and for Google Home and shit, like they heard like somebody being like raped or murdered or something, and they couldn't do shit about it because they're not supposed to be listening.
Fuck.
And that like fucked with them, you know. I don't know, man. That could be a fake story, but I could see it happening. You know, I'm just.
Why not? Why not?
it's
Totally.
I heard it, man. I heard it.
I don't know, man.
it's
If
true,
it was, what would you do if your job was on the line, right? Like I always ask this question. I'm like, yo, do you think if Don Cheeto had the possibility to go back in time and stop the Rwandan genocide and not win an Oscar, would he do it? Would he do it? Would he do it? Because
How would you do it?
You know, Hotel Rwanda put him
How
on the
would
map.
you
No,
do it?
let's say he had the option. Forget about the how.
Oh, magic.
Let's say he had the option,
Oh,
right?
we're talking
Because
about magic.
the Rwandan genocide killed.
Switch.
800,000 people in
Yeah.
24 hours.
No, okay, no, not that kind of efficiency.
Yeah.
Not that kind of efficiency. Not even the Germans are capable of those kinds of numbers.
No, that's actually
Shout out to the Germans.
Statistically the truth. They actually killed
No,
people
it was
much faster than the
yes,
Germans.
exactly.
Oh
no,
my
it was.
God.
Yeah, no. I'm from Rwanda.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So it's 1 million people over the course of 3 months. It was 10,000 people a day. That, like, to put in perspective, okay, the Germans killed 6 million Jews over the course of 6 years using planes, concentration camps, trains. They were like.
Allegedly.
These were just. Please and thank you. Yeah, but like, no, these were neighbors killing neighbors. These are just motherfuckers hacking each other with machetes and billy clubs.
Yeah,
You know
with
what I'm
cutting
saying?
tools.
Yeah, so if Don Cheeto could go back in time and be like, you know what?
How would he do it though?
Let's say, forget
be like,
about the how.
"Stop,
But
I
like,
have a
do you
gun."
think if he had that moral
Wait a
question
minute.
to answer, would he do it? Would he go back in time and be like, I'm going to stop the genocide and then I'm not going to become Don Cheeto? Because after he won the Oscar for Hotel Rwanda, that's when like his shit just blew it up.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay.
He'd find something else.
You know what I mean? Like if somebody told you that, 20 orphans in Somalia that you never seen are gonna get sacrificed to the gods and you get your next Netflix special in 2 weeks. I would be like, look, who are these little niggas exactly? Who are these little niggas exactly, and how hungry are they? They were goners, right? They're goners, right? Like they're the ones from the infomercials.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
yo,
intense,
dog.
man.
I don't
12
know.
kids for a Netflix special?
Yo, you don't know them, you never met them. They're like, yo, we're just gonna do the work in the background.
Like at least $2 million you can take home.
And then that guy from
I'll
What Would
donate.
You
I'll
Do
donate
steps
some
in.
money to like something. Like
What are you
after.
gonna donate money to?
You know what I'm saying? A portion of the proceed is gonna go to some more orphans.
Afterwards.
A portion of the proceeds goes to the family.
No, not all of it.
Would you
Talking
put their
about-
names in the
proceeds goes
credits?
to the
Like if
families
you
of
had
the
their
kids.
names?
No. That's crazy. That's admitting to that.
Special thanks to.
No, special thanks to the Illuminati and the brothers of the lodge. The brothers of the lodge.
sacrifice.
You know what I mean? For putting this together for me, man.
Hey, I believe
Fuck.
in the Illuminati though. Heavy too. 'Cause, like I don't think they're like. Cause listen, every conspiracy theory has its like extremists, right? So like I don't think they're like
But they fund the
devils and
Illuminati.
shit,
Do
but
you
they
think
do
that?
worship the devil. That's a fact. Because you look at every successful rapper, there's all these subliminals in his shit. Like everyone.
So hard work and perseverance has nothing to
Of
do with
course
this.
it does. Of course it does.
It's the
Of course it
devil.
does.
That's not even what I was thinking.
Of
Like, you're
course it
crazy
does.
if you think
No,
they
because
let
they're
any
taking-
blacks, including fucking billionaire blacks,
but
into the
listen,
Illuminati.
they let them. They when you work hard enough to get there, then you link up with them. Like it's a fact.
Honestly, the
bro.
worst
Dave
is
Chappelle
black
was
market
talking
for
about it.
soul. Mine
Dave
is for
Chappelle was
sad.
talking
bro, this
about it. When Dave
party-
Chappelle said that they try to get him to wear a dress because they make every black actor wear a dress, and he didn't want to wear the dress. And like the writer had a whole new script. This was
That's
on
the
Oprah.
devil?
He said this shit to Oprah on Oprah, bro.
Hey, the people
On
that are in
Oprah.
this Illuminati are the people that sign
No,
Oprah's
man,
checks.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
This was on
exactly.
Oprah. Dave Chappelle was
Not
saying how they
Oprah.
put everything. Think about it. Every strong black actor has been in a dress.
Yeah.
Think about it, man. Martin Lawrence.
I gotta
Eddie
find
Murphy.
That sounds like
photos
existential
here.
problems, bro. I'll put on a dress right now. Right now, bro. Listen, where
Yeah.
is this black market for souls? Mine is for
It's
sale.
not because they do
Like,
go.
I'll
You
give
still
you-
have to be good to get there. But they're not just gonna have you.
Have you heard of
I don't know, some of the
Bohemian?
rappers nowadays
Like,
probably
I'm
just
ready
fucking
to
suck the dick.
sell
You know
mine.
what?
Have you heard of Bohemian Grove? That's some
Yeah,
real
the
shit.
video. I've seen that video.
Have you
I've
heard
seen that
Nixon talking about it?
Nixon talking
play
about
that
Bohemian?
clip.
Just saying.
Oh
Yeah.
God, find that. Just yeah,
Yeah.
cue us when you got that up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Bohemian Grove is crazy. They actually
Fucking
took,
nuts.
they snuck in. I think it was Alex Jones and what's his name, John Ronson. They snuck into Bohemian Grove, and Alex Jones thought John Ronson was
He
like
didn't
trying
really
to sneak him up.
sneak in there, though. He stuck
Bro.
on the grounds of Bohemian Grove. This guy was in a gutter the whole time. What
I
did
mean,
you
like,
see?
He got video
'Cause I
of
saw the
them like
videos.
Yeah.
worshiping this
Yeah.
giant owl
Yeah, man.
thing, and then lighting an effigy
you
on
gotta,
fire.
I'm telling you,
Right?
there's
The
a lot out
craziest
there,
thing is
man.
if you search like Bohemian Grove just on Google,
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
all these crazy photos of like Nixon hanging out and like all these huge people just at this place. They wear weird robes and shit.
Bro, it was the same thing that they did at
Bohemian
Epstein.
was a
Wild.
real thing. I think the president, one of the presidents other than him, was in it too. I think it was either Bush or Clinton or one of them. Yeah.
I want in though, man. See, to me, I don't want to fight the power. I want to join it.
Just go sell
You know
your
what I'm
soul,
saying?
man.
Like,
Just,
yo, tell
listen, link up
me about
Lucifer,
this owl. All you
smoke him a
niggas
spliff,
seem like you're rich.
and you know,
Okay, I want to be rich too.
What's
How?
the deal with
what
the
does the
owl?
owl need? My toenails? I'll put my toenails in the owl's mouth right now.
damn.
How much? Like, what do I need to
Yo,
do?
that'd be a good Netflix documentary if
You know
they
what I
did
mean?
some shit on that. That'd
Like,
be crazy.
yeah, I'm ready to sell my soul to the devil. I'm gonna get a video crew to follow me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sneak into Bohemian Grove and be like, yo, what do you need from me? What do you need from me?
They'll be
I'm
like,
ready,
Do I
man.
fill out an application? How does this work?
Bro, like, tell me Satan is buying you Lamborghinis and I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready. I can switch up any day right
Okay,
now.
I'm gonna ask you because
Right.
I've heard this. I'm asking you a serious question right now, Robbie, and I've heard this online through these conspiracy theories. So if you know anything about these theories, you know. So what if the way in was someone fucking you in the ass?
Bruh, look, listen. First of all, define N. Because look, listen, the motherfuckers got fucked in the ass for way less reasons.
high am I
You know what I'm
in this
saying?
corporation?
First of all, if all these gays are doing it, there must be some to
See what
it.
I'm saying, dog?
There must be some to
Yeah,
it.
right.
I just
Yeah.
gotta lean into my blessing. I have to lean into my blessing. That's what I need to do.
I don't know what
I'm
it was a while
very-
back.
Let's look at Northern California. You understand? Yeah. You know what San Francisco just gone. It's clear over. I know that, but it isn't just down in the randy part of town. But the upper class in San Francisco is that way. The Bohemian Grove that I attend from time to time, the Easterners and the others that come there. But it is the most faggy goddamn thing you will ever imagine.
It is the most faggy goddamn thing you could ever imagine. That's Nixon referring to Bohemian
Guys,
Grove.
I
Is
got
that
some
is-
breaking news. Conor McGregor
Oh.
defeats Cowboy in 40 seconds.
Stop.
40 seconds.
40 seconds.
What
baby.
happened?
Oh, that's just how it has to
Yeah,
go.
He just knocked him the fuck out.
The only way that was
Beautiful.
going to go is Connor wins quick and early,
Yep.
or Cowboy drags it
Just-
deep
Yeah.
and sneaks
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
like a sympathetic
He
decision.
knocked him out like or was it a technical knockout?
I think he knocked him out.
He's sleep. He's sleep right now.
Yeah. He's got
Oh,
that fight's
Pat,
not stopping.
send me that,
fight's not
is it a video
stopping
clip?
In 40 seconds.
No, it's not. But
Fucking
it's like the
without a
Waterhouse.
Oh,
Or
okay,
Waterhouse.
okay.
Watergate.
So he's gonna fight
Sneaks
again in
into it.
March. That's beautiful. I like Connor. He came in. He talked a lot of shit. Oh,
I
yeah,
was
look at that-
worried he
look at that
wasn't going to
picture.
be performing as well because he took time off. He was preparing for a boxing match. He's fucking loaded now. Like you know,
Yeah.
He's got a kid. He's got a family.
No,
He's
yeah.
not loaded now.
Oh yeah.
No?
Oh yeah. Of course he
No.
is.
He
He's got more
has
money than all of us put together, Patty. You know what
Oh
the
yeah,
shit,
no,
dog.
definitely.
He's
That-
He
that's not a
has
hard feat.
so much fucking liabilities at this point.
Yeah. He does. He does.
He
But
has
He's got enough money to cover it, bro.
no, absolutely not. It's like saying the United States government is wealthy. It's like no.
It's not
They
that
have
serious.
10 times more debt than they have.
So what?
wealth.
So what? He just bought a bunch of shit and
No, man. He got sued a lot of times, but he
yeah,
has.
that's mostly what it
But
is.
he
is
makes
lawsuits.
By
money
who?
off of
Hold on, though.
proper 12 whiskey. So
No,
he's
proper
got-
12 whiskey does not make money. You can
Yeah.
literally look it up. The Irish Parliament puts out the information. This thing has cost him $7 million.
Ooh, how's cost Conor?
Yeah, or he's
Yeah, but
committing tax fraud.
How much did he make on the Mayweather fight?
75 million, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, just
guy trying to buy
checking the stats on that one.
This guy trying to buy a yacht. I'm like, how much money
Because if you have
did you make?
75 million and you get sued for 50 million, you still have 25 million, Patty.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a lot of bills to cover. It's a lot of mortgages to pay. It's a lot of fucking
cars, a lot
baby
of
mamas
suits.
to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, he's
But that's why his attitude's changed. You see before the fight, he's not doing this shit-talking silliness to the
Yeah,
same
no.
degree. You know
He's
why?
like, I gotta
Because his
win.
life is much more serious now.
Yeah.
He's got kids. He's got a guy who can sue him, garnish Connor's wages in perpetuity.
suing him?
The
Who's
guy
suing
who
him?
lost his eyesight from the trolley.
Yeah, because Connor
Mustang.
just like fights
From the
people
what?
and breaks
So when-
So
buses.
he smashed this, like he attacked like a van.
a luggage
Oh,
trolley.
yeah,
He-
yeah,
The luggage trolley and the glass broke and hit a guy in the eye and he's blind now.
Yeah.
Blind in one eye. And
Blind
he was a
in one eye.
UFC fighter.
He was a fighter. Who
He
was
was a
it?
fighter.
Yeah.
Was it Benavidez?
He
or
attacked
something?
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
It was
of other
Benavidez,
fighters.
right?
How is he not in jail for that?
He should have. He got money, bro.
Fucking Conor McGregor.
He
bro.
was in jail for
like, yeah,
12
like
or something
yeah.
hours.
That is aggravated assault.
It is
and
aggravated assault.
with
But when
a
you have
weapon.
$75 million, Robbie, you
And they're
can beat those
prominent
cases.
figures.
Fuck,
they're
I
not,
need to
they're not
sell my
strangers.
soul, bro.
cases.
Like, I need to get away with shit like this.
Yeah, man, 75
You know what I'm
mil will
saying?
fix that shit.
Yo, $75 million. Like, yo, see, I'll let a motherfucker do me in the ass for 75.
Yeah.
He won the lottery.
That's the side right
Trust me,
there.
He
dog.
won more than our lottery in one match.
Yeah, and he made millions leading up to that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he has the Mac life. Like he has shit that he does, man. He's got sponsorships. Like he's got his shit going, man.
I think people confuse though, like the sponsorship is guaranteed money. When he opens up businesses and fucking gyms
Yeah.
and stuff, these are not
Yeah, they're
him making
adventures,
money.
yeah.
That's him spending
Yeah,
a
just going on an
huge
adventure,
amount
yeah.
up front and then spending more every single month for sometimes years before these things start making money. Like the Gracie gym in New York apparently lost money forever before it
Wow.
finally became profitable in the 90s. And that's
Wow.
the most famous name in jiu-jitsu. Like like Connor's famous in Ireland kind of thing, but it's not like the things he does is not a slam dunk. And if you look also like
Yeah.
the Perfect 10 whiskey is one of the worst reviewed whiskey. It's only
Really?
popular
The
in
Proper
sort
12?
of like southern and
You mean his
Midwestern
whiskey,
America.
his proper 12?
Yeah, proper 12.
It's
yeah.
one of the worst reviewed products.
Honestly, I have it. I have a bottle at my house. It's actually fucking good whiskey, man.
I think it's just average.
Yeah, it's not like the greatest, but for the price, like you can't go
You know
wrong.
what?
No, it's overpriced in my opinion. He's charging a premium because of its
Do they have
his
it at the
fucking
LCBO?
name and
I
association.
think so. Yeah, my boy got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
We'll have to have a
and it's
tasting
good shit,
session.
man. I was fucking chugging it the other night, buddy. Like it was one of those ones, you know.
You know what, though? You have a lot of these celebrities that endorse, like, fucking
Yeah.
shit liquor. Have you tried, like, what's Drake's, what is it called?
Oh, fucking Virginia Black.
Virginia Black?
Yeah, I've
that
tried it.
shit
It's
tastes
good.
like
Yeah,
moonshine.
but yo, Virginia Black is a nice bottle to like give somebody.
No. Listen, that is
It
motor oil.
It looks good, man.
This motherfucker
Yeah,
took
it's all
motor
presentation.
Oil.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in the name. It's just like
Buddy,
buying Nikes. or-
low cost product, high markup. That's the name of the game.
No, but make sure your shit tastes good, dog. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
your
you gotta-
liquor tastes
people
like
are
Drake.
attaching
because
it
it's
to your
Drake
name.
shit, man. People will drink it because it's Drake shit.
No,
But yo,
fuck
true
that
say,
shit.
Drake loses a
No,
lot of money in
listen.
his ventures too. Like
No,
going
listen.
back to what Patty was saying, you're actually correct because like Drake's restaurants go under and shit. A lot of them.
Oh yeah,
yeah. What's the last one? That Pig Six shit.
Yeah, and then
fucking-
he
no,
also was just trying to get in on the hotel chain,
Yeah.
which also cost him a shitload of money.
Oh,
but I think
man.
Drake's a little different because Drake literally like every single year makes something like $120 million.
Yeah.
Connor's got like a 30 million year, 100 million year.
And
A 10 million
yeah.
year, and now 2 years of technically zero income, according to Connor.
Hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
That's why he tells the tax man. You know
That's what I mean. It's like,
You know what I'm saying? This guy's doing
According to
appearances in
Connor.
Dubai.
So
you know
I-
what I'm saying? He pull up on some chic clothes and like, hey, Connor, I'll give you 500,000.
Yeah,
Come
this guy
finger
makes
my
shit on
daughter.
Badass though,
You know
man.
what I
Because
mean?
that guy used to be fucking poor like 7 years
Yo.
ago. He was piss poor, man.
Did you hear about those ladies that were going, these Instagram influencers that were going to Dubai and these like princes were paying them like $30,000 to let a camel shit on their chest, and they're just
Nah.
watching.
When your money comes,
the sheikh brought the Arab out.
So nuts.
That is the most Arab fetish I've ever heard about. The
Fuck,
camel
dude.
shitting on your chest. That is as Arab
not
as
It's
it
even,
gets.
also got a lot of
This guy
historical
probably scoops that shit
implications.
up with pita bread like it's hummus, bro.
What's the
no, listen. When your money comes from the ground and it is like,
comes from the ground?
yo, it comes from the ground. It's infinite money that just pumps out. Cause see, you have to understand when you're getting like that means you get the highest possible caliber of pussy. Just like anything else, there is a top that you get to. You like, I fucked everything and anything.
Yeah.
But your mind still needs to get stimulated. So you're like, okay, bring Bobo the camel, goddammit, these hoes is gonna have.
Patrick, what's the cultural significance?
So prior to the Crusades, the majority, slave trade through Africa, the majority of them end up going east towards Muslim countries and not to the west. So prior to that, they were also raiding into Europe, and one of the big things was always they wanted to kidnap non-Arab looking women and make them do fucked up stuff. And so there are like, again, it's not a videotape or like a witness account, but it's like historical documentation of like they would make slaves from Europe like fuck monkeys and like get fucked by lions.
Oh my
and all
God.
kinds of like crazy shit. So there's like a culture of like, let's just have these bitches humiliate themselves for our pleasure kind of thing. It was very much like the
Fuck.
Colosseum of just like, you're the lower class, so you're going to do fucked up shit for
whatever I
our fun.
want.
Humans used to be fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Still are. I would
saying?
say.
Still
We
are.
like what is the kind of shit that's maybe like our kids are gonna look at that we used to do, and they would be like, "What? You guys were animals."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like,
Some
think
things
of-
like vegetarianism, there's a possibility of like in the future, people will look at the idea of like eating an animal that was like once alive as being fucking unimaginable. Of like,
Really?
you kill things for your food.
Yeah.
They'll because they'll just
I
be
don't know how
growing
good-
shit in labs, you know.
I don't know how good those no meat burgers are though. Like,
Terrible.
I heard,
If you're a big
Bro,
fan of
I
salt,
hear-
you'll love them.
I hear mixed reviews though. I
They're
hear
just
some
oil.
people fucking love them.
It's just oil, fucking compressed into this like thing. It's not good. It's like vegetable oil and salt.
wow.
It's not good for you.
Sounds kind of delicious.
It's not
I like
good for
vegetable oil. I like salt.
That kind of vegetable oil is so bad
Yo,
for you.
who was that comic that did that bit about how like when God comes back, he's gonna be pissed because like we're like how we fucked up the
That's a
planet.
Louis C.K.
That's a Louis
Louis
C.K.
C.K. right? Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Look what
yeah,
you
yeah.
did to the
Tomorrow?
polar bears.
Yeah, he's like,
They're
look,
brown.
He's like, what do you
Did
need
you
for
shit
work?
on
What do you
them?
need work for? Money? What the fuck is that? Good food. Buy the shit I put here for you.
I put it on the ground. Just pick it up and eat it. So bad.
Yeah. That sure is gonna be dope.
What did you do?
I love to. He's like everything has to be 90 degrees. Like it's too hot. It's too cold.
That's crazy.
Why are we not? Why are we
We're
in
not
air
from
conditioning,
here.
bro? If we're supposed to be here.
Wow.
Yeah, we're seeing Louis tomorrow.
Tomorrow
night, buddy.
9:30.
That's gonna be
We're gonna go
dope.
see Louis
I
live
heard
in
I heard
Niagara
like his
Falls.
new hour is ridiculous.
Of course,
It's like
I imagine-
ridiculously good.
it has to.
Did
be.
you
He's
hear
coming
the
back
leak?
out of the Me Too, man. He's gonna bring the fire. He's gonna be undeniably good.
Yeah.
He's gonna perform. We're gonna be like, yeah, he did jerked off in front of a girl, but you know, that's
The stuff from
put that shit
Skank,
on Netflix.
the stuff from Skankfest was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
It's
eh?
definitely
You've seen it? Like, is it online?
clips of it, bits of it. If you go to the Legion of Skanks subreddit and then just go back to
Legion
basically
of
when
Skanks.
he was performing,
I see.
there's a couple little clips of it, a couple clips of jokes, but I was one of the people who, based on how it happened and how Louis started behaving afterwards, I was of the opinion that Louis was giving up. Because
Right.
genuinely what I saw was a bunch of people attack him for really shitty paper-thin reasons, and then Louis' response was to go, they're making a good point, and I'm bad. And so I was like, he's giving up.
He tapped out.
He's literally going
But
to...
how long? I feel like what's gonna happen with Louis C.K. is
But
the
I was
same
wrong.
thing.
I was going to say, like, I think I'm fully, at this point, indisputably wrong. He's coming back harder.
But you know what it is? Though? It's the same thing we're going to see what we saw with Chris Brown. Like, we never thought Chris Brown would come back from that Rihanna shit. That's crazy.
That's a great
But
one.
when
Who
your
saw that?
talent is so undeniably good,
Yeah.
people can't fucking
Aaron
help it.
Hernandez.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, okay, you jerked off in front of this bitch. Who really hasn't? It was college. We're all experimenting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it is. Like,
I don't know, man. Like, Wouldn't you want to just like if somebody just starts jerking? Wouldn't you just get up and leave? Like what's the build up to somebody jerking off in front of a girl? Like
Yeah.
I
how do
agree.
you get to it?
Yeah.
You know,
There's
you're just chilling there watching Netflix and he just whips it out and just fucking starts whacking her. Like what happened there, man?
well, even
Like there
their
had to be
own
a step in between. Sorry to cut you off, Patty. There had
No
to be
big
a
deal.
step in between, man.
their version of the story doesn't go like that. Their version of the story is he asks them, they say yes and laugh, and then all of a sudden he does it. So it's like, what part of this are
It's
you
illegal.
Exactly, or
yeah,
not
yeah.
even illegal. Because no one even actually
Non-consensual.
accused him of something criminal.
Yeah.
What about that is even immoral or like a taking advantage kind of thing?
It's no. Look. We live in a world where like politicians will go on TV and say things like, victims must be believed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right? They must. Okay, look. Listen, I have 3 sisters.
Yeah.
Okay. If you force yourself on a woman, you should die underneath a jail.
Yeah.
But now we're getting to a point where now people are litigating bad flirting. You know what I mean? Like you say something like, "Oh,
sorry."
That's the best example of
Yeah.
them fucking up.
He had
You know
a
what I mean?
show on Netflix about like shitty dating experiences. He goes on a bad date with this girl, which he's probably thinking, well, there's 20 new minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's a new story for me to use. You know, I tried to get her to go down on me. I did this weird thing, put my finger in her mouth. Like he did all this weird shit. Like this is shit that he talked about on stage.
Right.
And then this girl comes after him for it. And meanwhile,
Wow.
she had a boyfriend and she was seeking him out the whole night.
What do you mean?
Like so they met at like an award show.
Yeah.
And he was like, she was with her boyfriend, and I guess she had like some retro camera on her, and he was like, oh, I like your camera, like it's really cool. And they were talking, her and Aziz, about like cameras and different shit like that. And then he ends up asking for her number. They go out to dinner. She comes back to the apartment. This is just from what I remember. Obviously, I could be missing details.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, okay, so they go back to the apartment, and then they just like start. I guess he starts trying to engage to have sex because he's like, we just went out to dinner. I'm Aziz Ansari. You're back in my apartment now. You know what I mean?
Well, they did make out, and she did suck his dick, and then he did go down on her, and so they're like doing the back
then
and
he
forth
jerked
thing.
off?
Yeah.
Well, no, this is
This is Aziz Ansari.
That's not Louis.
Yeah.
He never
I'm
jerked
lost.
off.
Aziz Ansari is what we're saying is the case of like, okay, there needs to be a line here.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
needs to be some like, this is this and this is
There has
this.
to be, bro.
Like, there's got to be things that.
No, but
She's going, as I was blowing him, I began to think, maybe I have not made this decision for all the right reasons. Therefore,
What
he
the
raped
fuck?
me.
Oh yeah.
Like that's come on,
wrong.
come on, man. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
there has to
Come
be a
on.
clear line because look, there's nothing cool about rape. It's not cool, but like
No.
if you
Rape's
suck
bad
somebody's
and
dick
good.
voluntarily,
No, but, like,
or if
it's-
you eat a woman's vagina voluntarily,
Yeah.
and the other person consents to it.
But that's the problem with the liberal climate that we're in, where fucking outrage has become an industry now.
Yeah.
Like
You
people
realize,
are
though-
selling fucking books and getting, you know what I mean? Like it's like reason, like facts only come second now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there is no, and the problem
Well,
is
they'll
too.
literally say that. They'll literally say, it doesn't matter what you know
It's how I
about this.
feel.
You
Yeah.
should just believe her.
Yeah.
And then also, of course, I wasn't even actually referring to that. That's probably the worst, more like universally going to actually fuck up the West very badly is just the idea of like, my subjective interpretation of something
Right.
is now what you need
It's
to
the norm.
It's imposing your feelings on.
it's
on
like-
yeah,
others.
feed
like
back
this
to
song-
me as
Yeah.
reality
Yeah.
now.
It's like this whole idea of like transgender athletes competing against women. Like that shit to me is asinine. I'm like, what? Like how? Like there's this story of this, this girl, I guess. Like you know what I mean?
Pick a sport.
It's in wrestling. Like this guy's been
Yeah.
winning like wrestling championships.
Yeah.
What
I
after that?
love the
Just
struggle you had to put back
dude.
in.
I don't know.
This
I don't
girl's
know.
guy, this girl's
I don't know
guy.
his pronouns,
Yo,
bro. It
I
could
think
be,
I think
you know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
with that subject, Chappelle said it the best in his latest special. He said it the best. You know, he goes, if LeBron decides to switch genders,
Yeah, exactly.
does he stay in the NBA or does he go to the WNBA?
And score
And he goes, but if we're the
800.
same, why
You
the
know?
fuck is there a WNBA in the first place?
Like you talking about like women, like man being physical with women, but you voluntarily setting up this thing where this dude is just beating up 15-year-old girls.
Yeah, man.
Like on the regular.
But you
know,
spend now like 15 minutes, 15 years now at least, more technically, but 15 hard years of drilling into girls' heads with movies and music and television. That the very real physical difference biologically between men and women doesn't exist. Everything from like the weird horseshit like empowerment music to specifically like Scarlett Johansson like punching 300-pound combative sports athletes and then they fly backwards. This
Like
actually
Scarlett Johansson is doing wrist grabs on Serbian sex traffickers.
Yeah, and she's just
Oh,
flipping them.
and when the one
my God.
it's George St. Pierre. And
Yeah.
she punches him in the stomach, and his legs come out from underneath him. It's like when you show this to people over and over again, and then you also intentionally go, don't ever pay attention to what happens in the real world with this kind of stuff happens of like incidences where a woman aggresses against a guy and he defends himself. And by defending yourself against someone who is so small and weak,
There's some
you're
scary
very often
videos.
going to hurt
yeah,
them.
man. There's some fucking
Some
shit going
videos
on
of
out
chicks
there,
getting knocked out, and you're like,
But it's so funny how like
Anytime I see a female cop, it makes me feel sick to my
Oh,
stomach
God,
because
you're
I know she's either gonna get beat up very badly in this video, or she's going to have to take out her gun to kill someone.
yeah, one of
yeah,
these,
yeah.
like, that's the final and first option.
But that's the funny part is like the idea of like equality applies on all angles except divorce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is when women are getting divorced, it's like, we're equal and I can do whatever a man can do except take care of myself. I'm just kind of like, you know, like, yo, that's like, that is insane. Why do you
not
want
wrong.
half now? I thought you're independent. Like,
Yeah.
you can do whatever I can do.
yeah, and
You know
it's
what
like
I mean?
it's like how long do I have to do this for? And it's the crazy thing is people's careers change and people start making less money than they were when the divorce happened, but you
Bro.
still have to pay the same amount. Like,
Bro,
it's
it is
That's why
insane.
I think I'll never get married, man.
just prenup, bro.
There was this,
Yeah.
Every
that's
single
a point.
prenup can be undermined.
Really?
Yeah, it's like non-compete clauses. There's an employment law guy who works here, and he's very good at just contract law in general. He said that I've never seen one that if I wasn't forced to, I could beat.
Wow.
So he says like
Yeah.
prenups,
Yeah.
that shit does not mean anything. You need to like move to a jurisdiction that never invokes common law. So it means like, so in
Where's that?
Toronto, basically, I think it's like same thing with New York. If you live with the same
Alaska.
person for 4 or 7 years, you are legally married.
but what if I
Wow.
kick out my girlfriend like 2 weeks out of the year just to be like, you know what I'm saying? Does that work like
No,
when
I
you're
think
like when you're
it's-
back
I
with your
think
You have to
mom?
talk to a lawyer about it because
Yeah,
people
yeah.
Guys,
do
I've
stuff
actually
like that.
talked to a lawyer
Yeah.
about this. It's the paperwork. So when me and my ex broke up, we used to live together, and we broke up 2.5 years into the lease. The mark is 3. So once you hit 3 years,
Yeah.
that's where it's common law.
Half the
Oh
shit
yeah,
gets
3
split.
years.
Yeah.
It used to be 4, so I
Yeah, I
get
think,
it, but
no,
it
it's
makes sense because
3.
they're
It's 3.
constantly reducing.
Yeah, because
So to me, like,
I fucking went to see this lawyer because this girl was trying to like take everything, you know.
No, I need some details because I'm getting close to the danger zone. I know. I gotta look. I gotta look at my lease.
Are you getting ready for something, dog? Like,
No, listen, I gotta know what kind of paperwork we need to be filled out. Should I kick her out for like 3 weeks? Does that annul the year?
First
I think
episode.
it might actually have to be more because there's famous cases of guys renting out apartments for their girlfriends and then then they
Yeah.
don't move into
Yeah.
the apartment
Yeah.
with the girlfriend. Get them separated from them for like a long enough time, and
Baby, just
then
change
break
your
up with
address.
them so they don't
Change-
have to give them anything.
Yeah, it's all about
don't know.
paperwork.
Different
man. It's all about
addresses?
paperwork, bro.
That's all
You
it
guys,
is.
like you guys gotta live together for 10 years, but if it's only on paper for 2,
Yeah.
it's 2. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that shit is crazy, man.
Sometimes
Like,
the law plays out to
I love
your,
how
to your
I was saying
thing,
first
you know?
episode, you're like, I got a kid on the way, and the second episode, guys, I gotta get the fuck out of this.
No.
I'm out.
I still gotta be able
Can
to
you change your
I
address?
still gotta make sure that everything is manageable.
God
You know what I mean?
damn.
You know, but like, yo, no, like fucking, like divorce is crazy, man. Like I know, like the worst
Divorce
part
is
is to
crazy,
me
man.
is the idea of like paying for her lawyer too. Mm-hmm. That to
You
me,
have to.
that's just such a stab in the dick. Like who wrote
A lady
this?
came up
No,
with
no, no.
that
I don't think.
fucking-
Do you know what the problem is? Is because women vote at a much higher rate than men.
Way higher.
You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is that they vote.
Yeah.
The bigger problem is that they vote
So
too
if
often.
if I'm a politician,
you
like,
just kiss ass to women.
Exactly. So now I'm out here creating laws that are gonna, like, you know, put this huge female constituency behind me, and I'm like,
Well, also
But-
what you do is you engage in the rhetoric. Women are strong, independent, don't need anybody. They got.
No,
what
be
does a
all of
woman
that.
need a man for? On the other hand, we will now replace what men have done for women for 2,000 years with a bunch of state programs. So it's literally just like. You're
Yeah.
lying to them. You're knowingly lying to them and telling them that they could do all this shit by themselves.
I know a dude who's
and then you
been,
make them dependent on the state instead of just one guy.
Yeah. I know a dude that's, yeah, that's true, that's true. I know, exactly. The state decided to come in, you fix it. Fuck
Yeah.
you. Like,
The state
it's your
becomes the baby
paperwork.
daddy.
Exactly.
Should we do our new? We're gonna start doing
Well,
segments.
yeah, I was gonna say in the
yeah.
in the spirit of divorce, you know, we gotta talk about this idiot from New Jersey.
Is this the waste man of the week?
This is the Waste Man of the Week, man. This is the Waste Man of the Week, the debut edition of the Waste Man of the Week. This guy is out of his fucking mind.
Do I need some liquor for this?
Completely out of his
sounds
fucking
it's
mind.
gonna be
So,
good. Do I need some liquor for this? I think?
We're talking about a guy named Matthew Amers from New Jersey. He's a groom at his wedding. And the article reads, New Jersey groom accused of sexual assault on his at his own wedding reception gets probation. So this guy got caught at his wedding reception diddling a teenage waitress.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. This guy
Sounds
got
like a
caught at
party
his
to
own
me.
The
wedding.
balls on this guy.
Fucking diddling a teenage waitress. And he got
Oh my-
arrested before the wedding was over. So
Did
Was
someone
he-
see him?
was he
and
where
follow
does
forcing
that
himself
fall
on
into
her?
the prenup, man? Where does that fall into the prenup?
Yo, see, like we were talking about this off air. I want to know, like, does she still get half? Like at the reception? I don't think this marriage went on. Like,
This guy.
how
The
does
marriage
it
has
take
not
for a
been
marriage to be?
consummated.
They'd be
72
probably
hours?
common law. That was the problem.
Yeah. They're common law,
She
so they
still
consummate.
gets half. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Half.
Like,
No,
we're
women
82
don't
minutes.
get half. They get much more than half.
Like
Quarters.
2/3. Like no, but I just want to know. We're 82 minutes into this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be a limit because you can get an annulment 72 hours in.
That's your homework.
Isn't that?
So,
Isn't that
okay, guys. So
There's
this
a
guy-
bunch of
this guy
different
ended
reasons for
This guy ended
annulments.
up getting dropped to a misdemeanor charge of simple assault, indecent exposure, and disorderly conduct.
That's how
for
you could
6 years
probably tell
probation.
he didn't like grab her by the throat
Yeah,
or
so
something
this guy,
like
this
that.
guy pulled out his cock, man.
Exactly.
Indecent exposure.
Jesus.
This guy
why
saw-
is Louis still trying to get married?
This guy saw a waitress at his wedding reception, bro, and pulled his dick out. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Show me
with your mouth.
Oh my god.
That is intense.
Oh,
That is
God.
Okay,
but-
police said Amers propositioned the teen waitress and asked her to go outside and make out. During the wedding reception, court documents show that even he offered her $100 at one point, saying, "Can you kiss me? I like you. I mean it." Oh no, can you kiss me like you mean it? Sorry, I'm illiterate, guys.
Can you kiss me like
Yeah.
you mean?
So that means she was kissing him already. Like,
Yeah,
she didn't mean
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's a
Kiss me
fast
like
little
you
girl.
mean
How
it.
teenage? Well, first of
You
all,
don't
what is a
ask,
teenage?
can you kiss me
How
like
old?
you mean
15,
it?
really?
Yeah, until she has no. How old is she?
It's 15. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
old.
15, really, guys?
Illegal.
It depends. Are we in international waters? Because in international waters, 15 is
Christ.
different.
I do not
You know what I mean? I got
condone
I got all
any
those
of
stats.
this.
I got all those stats. I can tell you what the age of consent is on top of the Kilimanjaro. Very liberal people out
I
there.
know what the age of consent
Very
is on
li-
Kilimanjaro.
On Kilimanjaro, very liberal people over there. It's fluid. It's number fluid.
Jesus.
It's,
Yeah, man.
you know
That
what I
was
mean?
the waste man of the week, guys. He's the definition of a waste man. Don't be a waste man.
I don't know though, man.
Do
Like,
not diddle the waitress.
We gotta all come up with segments at some point,
right.
and then the whole podcast will just be
Yeah,
segments.
we should do something with females too. You know,
What?
With girls too, you know. We
Like
could do ratchet thing
I
of the
don't
week.
think. I don't think. Yeah, that's true. That's possible.
Shit, this bitch got a dick.
That's gonna be us next week.
Jesus.
Yo, apparently there was this West Point cadet who tried to GoFundMe a date with a porn star.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
He got
so
through
this-
though, didn't he?
So he got through. He actually like the money was raised. I think it was like 90-day. She appears on the TLC reality series 90 Day Fiance as Stephanie Woodcock.
Damn,
That's
let me
an
see her. Let me
appropriate
see her.
name. Yo, she got a good set of titties. She's like,
Yeah, but she looks like her face is.
no,
I
that's a
hate
MILF.
that.
That's a MILF.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
she's seen
I like
things.
milfs, man, but like I
She's
hate the
seen
plastic surgery face, man.
No,
The
those bitches-
Botox.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
I've dated a milf, man, for a little bit, and like, bro, she was small and sexy, but like, her tits were too hard, bro, and like her lips were too big. I was like, there's not a lot of time left to like fix
Little
this.
boulders.
Man. Like,
They're little
it's falling
boulders.
apart.
I don't know, man. Like
She can't even hear you. You're running out of time.
Yeah. No, there is a love-hate relationship for me with
running
like
out of
fake
time.
titties. You know what I'm saying? Like I like them; they look good in a shirt.
Yeah, but they hurt, man.
But they're like, no.
You fucking rub your
what are
face
you
in them?
doing? Are you headbutting her
Yeah,
tits?
bro.
What are you doing? Stop headbutt. Yeah. No, you don't want to be.
shit
Oh,
Get a
hurts,
bumper
dude.
sticker. Stop headbutting tits.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard to it's hard to motorboat
Waste,
like
man.
fake titties because there's enough space in there. So like, have you ever seen like those bitches who their titties look like they don't like each other, like they face in opposite
Oh,
directions?
I know those ones.
I'm like, bitch,
I know
why
those
your
ones.
titties are beefing? Why?
They're
Why are your
cockeyed.
titties?
They're cockeyed. They're cockeyed.
She got cockeyed titties.
They're looking at two sides of
you
the
know?
room. But you know what? I will suck those titties the same way, baby girl.
No, but like you gotta
I
bring
will
them.
suck those
No,
titties
you gotta bring them. That's why this
with
video
the
be doing
same
this shit.
love that I give to every titty.
No, but like no, but that shit gives me whiplash. I don't want to be. I don't have to go to the other end of the room to find a
Yeah,
titty.
man.
Like what's the titty over there? Tell your titty to come here.
Titty's gonna take an Uber.
Tell that titty to come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Uber
Oh
the
my
titty.
God.
E-transfer the titty.
I gotta hit press with the titty to make it. Like yo.
E-transfer the tits, man.
But yeah, I'm a buddy though who fucked like. I feel like to pull something like that, like it's one of those marriages where like she's been hounding you. Like, what do you mean? It's been 10 years, and like, she's like, okay, you know what, whatever, fuck it, all right, fuck it. You want to do it? Fuck, all right, call your friends. Shit, where do I sign? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's like, damn, at your own reception.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get caught? Like, I got so
The
many
cops
questions.
came in and grabbed him.
So what?
But
the
it's like
girl-
someone
so-
called
I
the
think,
cops?
I think the waitress reported it, and the cops came and grabbed him
Wow.
while they were like dancing because apparently he was
Did
fucking
this little
drunk
bitch take
too.
the $100? Did she take the $100?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's
She
a
better
good
not have
question.
taken the $100. If you take $100 of my money
That's evidence.
and you still report
that's
me,
got to be evidence.
That's
That
evidence.
the people need to see that.
Yeah, bro.
no, because the man said because apparently they said kiss me like you mean it. For me, like
Yeah.
I've said that shit to bitches before. Kiss me like you mean it.
But they,
Sometimes
they
it-
kiss you like they did.
That's,
it.
that's
like
the
they
name
give
of
you
the
all those
episode.
cousin
Give you like
kisses.
a
You
Is
know
that
what I'm
the
saying?
name of the episode? Kiss me like you mean it.
Kiss me like you mean it, bitch. Like, what the fuck wrong with you?
You're like,
don't,
yo.
Don't give me these cousin kisses. You know those cousin kisses? This bitch kisses you like you're a cousin. Like, nah, don't do that. Put a little tongue in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kiss me like you mean it.
The arranged
You know
marriage
what I mean?
kiss.
But usually, but that's not. But you don't say that before the person kisses you. You don't say,
Nah.
but like, by the way, if you're gonna kiss me,
Yeah.
you better fucking mean it, bitch.
Dude, that guy fucked up, man. That guy
Yeah, I don't want you
completely
doing other
fucked
shit.
up. And you know what's fucked? They're probably gonna get back together, bro.
Oh,
and
for
continue
sure.
on because they
Most
just spend all this
likely.
money on the wedding.
Where are these people from? You said New
New Jersey, man.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
New
Could you imagine
Jersey.
that Jersey woman just
Yeah.
screaming at you? That wife.
Yeah.
You motherfucker!
You fucking touched her at my reception. My grandma was there.
I always dreamed.
Paul was there.
I always dreamed of getting married on the Jersey Shore. You fucked the waitress. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm taking half of your garbage. I'm calling your mama whore.
And you're a whore of a
Johnny.
sister.
Johnny nailed that. Yo, drop a bomb for Johnny, goddammit. This guy nailed that impression, boy.
That was pretty weak. I was,
Yeah, man.
I was trending into New York.
He does these impersonations. I swear, you would think it was the real people.
Wow. That was
Good
beautiful.
job, good
that was
job.
beautiful. You know what I mean? Like that warmed me up. If I heard somebody saying, I'm like, yes, you may suck my dick in the back of your Toyota Yaris. Son.
Yo, man.
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Blowjobs are amazing. They're good things. They're good. Show me with your mouth.
I
You
can't
know what I'm
with that
saying?
drop.
Like, I gotta tell you guys, like, I think the blowjob is one of the best things that God put on God's green earth for mankind.
That's just Jaws. I think Jaws
You
really
know?
is what
Like,
you're happy
no,
about.
No.
We're really gonna get into the nitty gritty
It's
of
not
this.
the
whole thing.
jaws. It's the throats, man. It's the throats. You know,
Really?
you know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that you gotta pay attention
You know, like
to,
to this
man.
day, I get like a phobia. Like I won't let girls spoon my balls in their mouth. I don't know, cause like, yeah, no, for real.
Yo, go suck on my balls.
All right, everybody,
nah, I don't
that's
trust
the
these hoes.
episode.
All right.
No, hold on,
Ball
no.
sucking.
Hold on, no,
Fuck, we
think
just
about
watched the show and the headline was like, I'm done shaving my balls,
Like-
man. Like I'm fucking 32.
Let me ask you boys
I'm
a
done
question.
Jadovsky. He fucking smashed, by the way.
Oh man.
Let me ask you guys a question though. Like, let's say a girl's sucking your dick, right, and she starts biting down. At what point, like, does the level of danger rises to DEFCON 1 and you just start punching her in the back of the head?
She's not a great
like,
white
'cause,
shark.
Like, at first, it's like, whoa, hey, shit. Like, when do you start?
We don't.
I keep my
When do you
hands on
start
either side of her
crack
head.
scarling?
The second I
Yo,
get too much
Jab-
pressure, fucking crack.
Snap the
Yo,
neck.
would you guys ever let some girl tie you
God.
down?
Oh, we're
Did you ever let
definitely
a
not
girl tie
hosting the
you down?
Oscars.
Nah, I'm from the hood, fam. I've seen robberies like
You know what I'm saying? I never. Yo,
I heard the horror
I go
stories.
tell me the time down. I'm like, are you dumb? You think I'm turned on by handcuffs? Like, fuck that. Like,
No, for real,
that's the
though,
last
but
thing
you
I
guys,
need around me
you guys
right
ain't
now.
answer that question. Like, how? Because to me, like, I can't imagine somebody biting my dick, right? Like I tried to like squeeze it like that, just be like, when, because at first you're whoa, what the fuck is going? Let's say she got rabies halfway through the blowjob. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Cerebral malaria. Bitch gone. Bitch gone. It's not herself. She starts biting down, right? I'm just like, hey, babe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like, at what point are you like, shit? Like, do you let her like break skin?
No.
Right now,
I do what you do what Pat said.
Yeah.
Just, yeah,
Do
I'm
it,
just
Patty.
hugging your face. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just know that at any moment, if I feel the slightest bit of
No,
your
but like,
teeth,
I'm sure this has happened to somebody.
neck's getting
Yo.
snapped.
Honestly, what I'm gonna take out of this one is I really like Johnny's New Jersey impression. That was a fucking great impression.
I will
think
work on
He
that.
fucking nailed it.
Boys,
and,
shout out your. Do you guys got shows coming up? This is gonna air
hell yeah,
Sunday
man.
at 7:00. Hope.
Yeah,
God
dude,
willing.
Fuck next week. Comedy Kapow on the 24th. Comedy. Yo, man, I got beer shows. Comedy Bar on the 29th. SoCap on the 30th. Lindsay on the 1st. That's gonna be a good little weekend. And yeah, that's all I got.
At Comedian Fatty.
At Comedian Fatty, baby.
That's
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Hey.
That's I'm so coming out of Victoria's comeback first week of February, first Thursday. That's gonna be a fucking lit show. And my radio show 365 Balls for Laughs on iHeartRadio. That's
Speaking of the
also-
radio, speaking to the fucking mic there.
I'm speaking-
I'm
I'm
on a
not speaking
radio
to the
show.
I'm trying to think of shit, man. I'm trying to think of shit.
Learn
yeah.
your trade, you stupid fucking
I know.
cunt. You idiot.
I'm not media trained. That's really what the problem is.
fucking
exactly.
ad-libs. Yeah, I want to record a few too before we leave. If we can, record a few sounds and shit.
Yeah,
next time.
we'll see if I can do it. I've got Renegade at the Corner East on
Oh, fuck
February
yeah.
5th.
Fuck yeah, bud! I'm doing the week after you.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I believe February 22nd is Luke Lindale's like new material night at SoCap.
Yeah. What's that called again? Bring it.
No, it's called Comedy Party. So you can go to
Oh, fuck yeah.
thejonnyrogers.com. All the info.
I don't know
At
if
the
I'm
Johnny
on
Rogers,
one on
ladies and
Lindell's
gentlemen.
show
At
in
the
February,
Johnny
but I can't remember
Rogers.
which one. The Johnny Rogers.
All right.
sir.
Shout out
All
to
right.
producer Pat.
Fucking Pat.
Yeah.
At Roby Hollywood, at Comedian Fatty, at the Johnny Rogers on all social media.
What's the
And, Pat's at-
the Instagram
Pat's-
for our podcast too?
Oh yeah. Follow MDAC Pod on
MDAC
everything.
Pod.
And
Communist.
Pat,
We
producer
show
Pat.
dick on there sometimes.
Did you see producer Pat's Instagram handle? Do you want me to shout that out?
Yeah, shout it out.
It's at Pepsi Cola Rapist.
Fucking right, bud.
Wow.
That's some of the most
How are you
creative shit.
employed? It makes no
That's some of the
sense.
most creative shit I've ever heard.
Bye.